We're in Portland, Oregon. Okay. Now, thank you for coming out. This is great. We've sold out at 50 people. That is the cap. This is the virus. All right. If we get 60, everyone's dead. All right. You gotta keep it at 50. Virus likes 50. You know? It's like the virus is creeping outside the club, like, watch they put 60 people in there. I'm getting in there. But we're all trying. Everyone's trying to make their best attempt. Like, you know, we're all wearing masks in the green room. Like the first night, Thursday, everyone's got their masks. The green room's small. You know, we're trying our best. We're wearing masks. We're like, is this all right? You good? Okay. And then someone got a beer, and someone's like, is this okay if I sip a beer? And we're like, yeah, you know, sip your beer. And then so he would like bring his mask down, sip a beer, put it back. And then we were hanging out like that. And then I'm like, you know, I kind of want a beer. So then I got a beer. And then I'm like pulling it down, sipping, and then pulling it back. And then one of the comics came out to, you know, start the show. So he's not wearing his mask. He comes back without a mask. And we're like, oh, you. And then before you know it, we're all tongue kissing. That's how it all ends up working back there. Everyone's just trying to feel it out until we're all like, and then just getting in there. We're doing our best. Just love Portland. Most number of strip clubs. Wow. I've never been that excited. I love that energy. I didn't know that Portland had the most number of strip clubs, and so it was one of the first times I came here. I ended up accidentally having lunch at one. Yeah, accidentally. Here's the story. I landed and I was like posting on Instagram like, ooh, I'm in Portland, and I was on like the light rail, you know, that takes you into the city. Ooh, I'm in Portland. And one of my comedian friends saw it and was like, hey man, I'm in town too. Let's go, you want to grab lunch? We can get a steak. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down. Let's go get a steak. And he's like, we're going to get a steak at the strip club. And here's where the miscommunication happened. There's a steakhouse in San Diego called the Strip Club. And I was like, oh, apparently it's a chain. You know? I thought there was only one. No, there's more than one. And then so he picks me up, and then we drive, and then we park in a very shady parking lot in front of a very shady looking building. I forgot the name of it. It was like Nicholopolis or something. Metropolis? Uptropolis. Yeah, I was close. Yeah, I knew it was like Greek or something. Like it was something with a lot of apadapalala. You know, it was one of those Greek names. And I was in the car and I turned to my friend and I'm like, oh, you meant a strip club? And he was like, yeah, is that okay? And I just, you know, I was trying to play it cool. I'm like, yeah, this is where I always eat, man. This is where I always get my sustenance, you know? I land. And I'm like, hey, where's the strip club with the steaks? I need nudity and meat all together. I need my energy for a weekend of shows. And so we go in. It's 1 in the afternoon on like a Wednesday or Thursday. So it looks like a strip club at 1 in the afternoon on a Wednesday or Thursday. There's just one dancer, just kind of dancing. And it's me and my buddy, and that is the entire population of the strip club. And so I'm like, all right. And then we sit down, and the dancer comes over, does her thing, you know? And then we order some food, and I was assuming that like when the food arrived, she would like, you know, go over there. You know? Plenty more stage on that end. She goes shaking over there, you know, while we're eating. You know, there's food, and that is not what happened. She was just, the steaks came, and I'm like, yeah. And she was still there, just kind of wafting, you know, just shaking it right so close, over, you know, right. I could have used 6 feet then, I'll tell you that. She was right there, and I'm like, cause I didn't expect that. Like, I'm used to Costco, when you go to like the deli counter, and there's like a dude with a beard, and they made him wear a hairnet, you know, because he has the beard. And she had nothing on, you know, and she was over here, and I'm like trying to cut a steak, and I'm looking up, and I'm just staring right, You know, it's right there. And it's just wafted, and I'm like, oh boy. And that was, steak was pretty good. I'll be honest with you. Pretty tasty steak. Yeah, that was my experience at the Acropolis. Acropolis? That's not a word. What did I call it first? Nippleopolis? That's a better name. If anyone has the owner's email, give me a contact. I like it. Here we are. Look at this. I love this. Just manly dudes right in the front right here. The manliest dudes of all time. That's why I like Portland. Like, this is what I've been seeing. Just people that can look like they can live outside for a week. Like, you look like everyone is a scout master, you know? Like, what kind of knot do you need? And then they're just whipping knots out. Everyone in this town. Everyone looks so self-sufficient in this town. And then I make all these presumptions about them as far as what they do for a living, and then I talk to them, and I'm like, what's that? You sell scented candles? Okay. Fair enough. This is like, Portland's like an adult fantasy camp. That's what it is, where you can have any goal or dream, and no one's gonna go, you should rethink that. No one's ever gonna ask for a second draft. You know, everyone's gonna be like, that's the best idea I've ever heard of. First time I came to Portland, I was staying at an Airbnb and I was walking around my neighborhood, and one of the first things I saw a lady walking a pack of dogs. And I'm guessing she was a dog walker. And because they were all just different dogs, and they were all wearing karate gis. Like the top half of a karate outfit, you know, like the little, with the belt and the they were all wearing them, and I'm like, you know, that gets your attention. I saw it and I was like, well, that's an idea she had that she probably pitched to somebody, and they were like, hell yeah. Do you have a sewing machine? Because you need to get on this. And it's just wonderful, yeah. One of the first restaurants I ate in Portland was the Grilled Cheese Grill, which is like a gutted out school bus in the Alberta. Yeah. It was like a gutted out school bus. And in any other city in America, that would be in a landfill. But in Portland, someone's like, I'm gonna sell food out of that. And it's gonna be delicious, and it was. That was my favorite grilled cheese sandwich. And I'm just there eating it in a broken down old school bus going, what is happening right now? And then afterwards, you know, I'm gonna throw the rest away, and then there's like, you guys are very environmentally conscious. I used to think I was environmentally conscious until I came here and I ate it in a gutted out school bus. Because afterwards there's like 8 trash cans, and I'm like, I don't know what goes in, you know? There's like one for trash, one for recycling, one for compost, one for like stuff you got ketchup on. It was all like spaced out, but I don't live here, so I don't know what goes in what, but I felt like everyone was watching me, so I was in my head, I'm like, just put a little in each. Just I don't know what to do. I don't know. I love nature, but I don't know what. Put a label on. Like, something, help me out. I used to think I recycled until I came to Portland, and I realized I am not recycling at all. Like, I have a trash can, and I have the blue bin, and then I realized I'm just putting some of my trash in the blue one. I think that's what I'm doing. I used to think I recycled till I came here. My trash day's on Friday. I wheel my cans out, and I'm like, man, that blue one's looking a little empty. Let's just move some of this crap over here. Doing good, I'm trying. Here in Bridgetown. Longtime friend over here, Justin. Used to work at a retirement home together. I just had a coffee, essentially taken out of my hands by a homeless person. I'm gonna say I gave it to him, but I don't think he gave me much of a choice. I did some walking around, I did some touristing, which is good. I went to the waterfront, did that walk, and was yelled at by some homeless people, so that was good. That was not in the brochure. I just went, this guy, because there's homeless people everywhere. I live in San Diego, we have a lot of homeless people. But yeah, the one I encountered today was extra, you know? Like, I wish I had a company to hire him for. Because he would have been great in sales. He's very, what's the word, persistent? Like, that's the word I would use. He yelled at me from across a field. There was like a park, and he's like, hey! Hey, I want something to eat! And I'm like, me? And then he hauled ass over, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash. And he goes, well, can you order me a pizza? And I'm like, what address would I put in? Like, we're at the park. I don't know. Like, I have the Domino's app. I'll send you a calzone or something. But like, what's the drop-off point, you know? And I was holding a coffee, and I'm like, I don't know how to order your pizza. He's like, can I have your coffee? And I'm like, you're a hell of a salesman. There you go. Enjoy the coffee. He ran off, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And that's a good salesman right there. That's a good salesman. That's how you end up getting like a timeshare. You know, you sign that contract, and you're like, did we just get a timeshare? How did we do that? I don't know. You just yelled and did it quick.